Welcome, everybody, to day 2 of the Imagination Station. Now, I have a really important question for you. Did you bring your imagination today? I don't really see anyone's imagination. No. All right. That's okay. I talked to my friend. Her name is Ava. She's a red-tailed hawk. Have any of you guys ever seen a red-tailed hawk? Probably not. But Ava was giving me a lot of ideas on how you can use your imagination. So, let me tell you a couple things about a red-tailed hawk. They are unique and one of a kind, and God made them that way, just like He made you unique and one of a kind. Now, when you think about how to use your imagination, I want you to close your eyes, just like me. I want you to think that you're on a big, beautiful mountain, that the air is so clear, and you can hear the hawk calling. Do you hear that? If you can hear it, that means your imagination's working, and we're ready to get started. So today, I have a really important question for you that we're going to have every day. Just like yesterday with your talk starter question, we have a talk starter question for you today. Our talk starter question is about Ava, our friend, the red-tailed hawk. Now, did you know that red-tailed hawks have really good eyesight? I didn't know that either. Do you think red-tailed hawks can see in color, or do you think they only see in black and white? I want you to think about that. Okay, are you ready for your drum roll? A red-tailed hawk can see in color, which I was blown away by. They see in better color than you can and than I can. They see better than humans, which is incredible. Such a cool thing that God created. Now, we're talking about Ava the red-tailed hawk today because today's important lesson is that Jesus gives us hope. Now, we're going to talk about a couple of things that illustrate why and how Jesus gives us hope. The first thing that we're going to do is play with bubbles. I can see that your brains are bubbling over with your imagination. So let's see what we can discover about these bodacious bubbles. So I am going to open up my bubbles. You can open up your container of bubbles, any kind that you have. All right, so you are going to reach in and get your wand out of your bubbles. And I want you to pay really close attention. Now, my wand has a lot of different shapes on it, and that will come into play later. So I want you to take out your bubbles for me, and I want you to blow. Ooh, there we go. There's one. See if I can get a couple more. Ooh. So if you look at your bubbles as you're blowing them, which these are things that I just learned about bubbles as an adult. So if you don't know them, that's okay. Bubbles float, they fly through the air, and they have colors in them. But did you know that bubbles are like a sandwich? It's like a soap sandwich, not like peanut butter and jelly, but with soap. On either side of a bubble, there is soap, and on the inside, there's a layer of water. And that is what makes our bubbles fly. Now, the other cool thing that we learned about bubbles is that no matter how a bubble starts out, like I have really weird shapes on my wand, no matter how they start out, a bubble will always turn into a sphere. Now, my friends who don't know what a sphere is, it's like a circle, okay? But it's like a 3D circle, like a ball. So a sphere is what a bubble will always turn out to be, no matter what shape it starts out as. Now, one of my friends explained to me how bubbles turn into spheres. And it has a lot of big words in it. But pretty much, a sphere has the least amount of surface tension. And so the shape, like a cube or a pyramid or a square, they all have more surface tension. So that's why a bubble always wants to turn into a sphere. Blow one last bubble. Oh, I'll give you one last one. There we go. And then I want you to put your bubbles away. We'll come back to talking about bubbles a little bit later. Now, what we are discovering using our bubbles is that Jesus' power gives us hope. Hope lifts us up, just like a bubble when you blow it out of your wand. So That brings us to our science experiment or science project of the day. You're going to have one of these every day, but today's is going to have something to do with blowing things up and air, but it's not quite like a bubble. So I'll show you how that works. So our project today is called a hope and hover. A hope and hover you have in your kit. Now, you're going to have a kit that looks like this. It's just a small plastic bag. Inside, you are going to have your flute. It's like a little cardboard flute. You're going to have something that looks like eyeballs that you put on a Mr. Potato Head. And you're going to have 2 balls. Okay? I'm going to show you how to put it together, and you can follow along with me at home. Okay, when you put together your hope and hover, you're going to take your cardboard flute, and you're going to take your Mr. Potato Head eyes. What you're going to do now is, if you see at the end, it has a little square peg at the end. And on your flute, it has a circle hole, a square hole, and another circle hole. You're going to put the square into the square. So you're going to, and then you have to push a little bit, and so it's going to look like this. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is practice your balancing skills. You're going to hold it with the open end towards your mouth, and you're going to put both balls, you're going to put one ball right at the top, just one, on the one that's furthest away from you. Okay, so this hope and hover shows us the hope that we get with Jesus. Now, when Jesus gives us hope, it lifts our spirits. Just like when we blow into this hope and hover, it's going to lift the ball. Now, we can use Jesus' hope to lift our own spirits. You see how my ball went up in the air? We also know that Jesus' hope lifts our spirits, but we can also lift other people's spirits. If we share the hope that Jesus gives us with our friends, it would lift their spirits too. So you're going to take the other ball, which represents your friend, and you're going to put it in the other opening, so that both of your openings are covered now. You're going to take your finger, and you're going to put it over one of the holes that was you. Okay, the ball that represented me, I'm going to cover that hole, so that I can blow up or lift up my friends' spirits by giving them the hope that Jesus gives us. Do you see how I only blew up my friend's ball? I can also blow up both of them at the same time. When I blow up both balls, that just shows us that my friends and I can both lift each other up with the hope that Jesus gives us. See if you can balance them on your way down. It's pretty hard. I've had a lot of practice. When you're finished with that, you can just take out the balls and put them down. This is really fun to be able to use when you need a little reminder about how to lift your spirits. I hope you enjoyed our science project of the day. So that was day 2 of our imagination station. Now, I hope that you'll join us tomorrow for the next installment of our imagination station.